Welcome to this class in which we want to look at the accounting equation. This is a very important relationship in accountancy, and it's important that we understand how it works. In this class I want to do a very simple example of very simple business and show you how the transactions are recorded and how they relate to the accounting equation. So first of all, let's imagine a new startup business, a very small business. We have a person called Jim who's just opening a business, and it's called The Right Car or Right Car. It's a local magazine advertising cars for sale in a local area, so a very small scale business. The following transactions occurred during the first few days of trading, and you're required to draw up the accounting equation to show what these were. The accounting equation will capture the information in a more systematic format. So as far as Jim is concerned on his business, on day one, which we say is, pretend it's the 20th of November, Jim opened a business, he opened a bank account and deposited £10,000. So now he's going to start his business with £10,000. On day two, he needed an electrician to provide power to his new office, and he had some electrical work to be done. So he paid the electrician £4,200 on the 30th of November. He had the work done on the 21st of November, and he paid the electrician later, a week or so later. On day 6, he decided to stock some small car components and advertise them in the magazine. He managed to negotiate credit on the stock of components, but he needed to pay the stock on the 21st of December. He borrowed £27,250. And let's say, as far as we're concerned in our simple example here, on the final day, Jim realized that more cash would be needed to run the business and arranged a business loan from the bank. He borrowed £45,000. Now we've got some information here about this new business. He deposited £10,000 in the bank. He had some electrical work done. He decided to stock some components and sell them on the magazine. And just in case he ran out of money, he decided to have £45,000 from the bank as a loan. He'd certainly need that to pay for his £27,250 for components. Now let's see how we can enter these in a more systematic format to see how it works. Well, I'll just put the cursor onto the screen. Here we go. We've got assets minus less liabilities equals capital. That's our equation. That's the accounting equation. Assets minus liabilities equals capital. Now, Jim put £10,000 into the business. So his capital is £10,000. He put it into the bank. So we have £10,000 capital in the business. However, he had to pay for his electrical work. So he had electrical work done, which is an asset of the business because the office is now much better and more suited to running the business. So he paid £4,200 for that, leaving him £5,800 in the bank. His capital is £10,000 because he has work done to the value of £4,200 and he's got £5,800 left in the bank. So he still has £10,000 worth of assets. They're in different formats. One's in cash, or can be turned into cash easily. It's relatively liquid. This one here is by means of work done on his premises. Now he decides to sell small car components in the magazine, and he borrows those. So it's a liability. He owes 27,250. But he has now got a stock of 27,250. So he owes it over here, but he's got it as an inventory here. So it's an asset here and a liability there. So he owes it, but he's got it. He still has his 5,800 in the bank, and his electrical work is still there. Now if you tot up his assets, they come to £37,250. He owes 27,250, and of course the difference between those two is his capital, £10,000, which is what he put in at the start. He decided to get a loan because the money was getting, his debt here, the money was getting a bit big, 27,250. He owes that and he has to pay it. So as a contingency, just in case he hasn't made any sales, he needed to borrow £45,000, which he did here. So his bank account, of course, has gone up now by 45,000. That's 45,000 plus the 5,800, which is 50,800. But he's a liability here. So now if you look at the totals, he's got 82,250 in assets, but he owes 72,250. The difference between the two figures, of course, is still his capital. So you can see how assets minus liabilities is equal to capital. It is possible to draw up a very simple balance sheet based on this. His electrical work is over here, 4,250. His stock of current assets is there, and what he's got in the bank. Add those together, you get this. So his total assets would be that 4,200 plus the 78,050. He owes this, and of course he owes the loan. And when you subtract those, in accountancy, when you're subtracting, they usually put them in brackets. Brackets means negative. And when you subtract them, you get 10,000. So that's how the accounting equation works. It's a very important relationship. It's very important you understand it. And there's a simple calculation to show how it works in practice. That's it for now, so thank you for watching.